What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. So today we're going to be talking about Project 2025. You may have heard about it, you may not have, but we're going to go over it a little bit here, kind of talk about what it is, what it's about, what they're trying to implement, and whether or not I think it's good or bad. Um, how much Trump, if he was to get into office, would actually implement on this. Uh, some of it, none of it, all of it. I don't know how much it will actually influence them, and then how much I think it will actually affect all of us. You, me, everybody, going forward, at least in the short run. Although I'm pretty sure they want to try to make this like permanent. But anyways, so let's talk about it. So Project 2025, also called Mandate for Leadership, almost like a few other things, is basically a blueprint that was being produced by the Heritage Foundation, which is a massive conservative think tank that has been implementing and proposing policies, strategies, agendas for decades now. Um, and they are where the money and policy is for the extreme right, uh, conservative Republican like ideology. Uh, they have stated that the Project 2025 was written by several former Trump appointees and reflects input from more than 100 conservative organizations. And it actually lists like a whole crapload of individuals and organizations and stuff that have helped in uh, creating this document, which is over 900 pages long, by the way. Massive, massive book. It has four main pillars: uh, a policy agenda, one, which is basically the plan. Two, personnel. Three, training. And four, 100-day playbook. 180-day playbook, sorry. Uh, Basically, what they hope to achieve in the first 100 days if Trump takes office in January of 2025. That's the reason why it's Project 2025. Uh, this is they have implemented or proposed plans like this before in the past. They did in 2016 on Trump's first uh, run at office, and some of the stuff with it, he did try. He actually kind of went along with and implemented a little bit in his first administration, but in this one's really honed in, really well, actually really elaborate and uh, very very like very hardcore actually for yeah, I think in respect to any of the previous plan, um, where they're really trying to completely give executive power to the president and him be able to have full control of the government, um, more more power than any other branch of the government. It's basically what they're trying to do. So the let's go over those four pillars real quick. Obviously the pillar one is being this plan. So like I said, a 900-page plan uh, with all kinds of policies and agendas and stuff that they want to be implemented over in a conservative administration. Giving him executive power, uh, and doing away with administrative state, um, eh, take over the immigration policies and stuff, education, all kinds of stuff. So, and then pillar two is personnel. So basically, like I said, what they're wanting to do is create a personnel database, where they can well, it is a personnel database that allows candidates to build their own personal profiles and our coalition members to review and voice their recommendations. These recommendations will be collated and shared with the presidential team, creating streamlined appointment processes. So they want them to be able to make it to where um, they give the president full executive power, basically taking the Schedule F that he implemented in his first administration, which was where he was able to uh, like fire any appointee that he had within his executive branch within the administration at any point for no reason. They want this extended to the administrative branch of the government, where your actual civil servants and people that have careers and are professionals and have been working there for years, like that's their career, that's what they how they make a living. Like I said, they're professionals and been doing this for years. They know how to do it, what to do, and they are, most of which are not even like, they're separate entities from the government, from the executive branch, and whatever administration is in power. They're not at the whims of a particular um, politician or conservative, Democratic, whatever, Republican, Democratic uh, House administration that's in the House. They're there to implement laws and policies and stuff as they are, and make sure that everything works smoothly through the federal government and to the citizens of the nation. So they're wanting to be able to extend that ability to fire all of those people, or whatever amount of the people that they want. Pretty much anybody that they deem not loyal or that they can think will actually go against um, Trump and what he wants to do. Basically, the check and balance of him, which was what held him back a lot in the first administration, where he was wanting to do, all kinds of crazy stuff. And you had those checks and balances of people in the administrative state in these agencies and whatnot, and the ones that actually could, change him or change his mind or give him suggestions to alter his opinion or mind or decision or whatever, or, basically go against him and be like, no, this is not how that needs to work. We need to do it this way, whatever. They're wanting to be able to remove those people and put in loyalists, people who will completely um, work to the whim of the president, which comes to our pillar three, where they want to, which is training. They have a presidential administration academy, an online educational system taught by experts from our coalition. So, experts from the Republican far right conservative coalition. For newcomers, this will explain how the government functions and how to function in government, at least from a conservative point of view, um, extremely conservative point of view. For the experienced, we will host in person seminars with advanced training and set the bar for what is expected of senior leadership. So, for people who are more experienced, they will probably get higher level leadership standings. But either way, this is to create a database um, between Pillar 2 and Pillar 3, a database of people that they can quickly and effectively put in place after they've removed anybody that they don't want. They can put there as a loyalist and train them the way they want to be trained, or the way they want them to be trained, and where they want them to work and function in a conservative administration of executive power, basically. And then pillar 4 is the playbook, which is a 180-day playbook. We're forming it agency teams, and I'm actually, by the way, I'm actually reading this from the actual mandate for leadership, that the 900-page thing. That's what I'm actually reading from. We are forming agency teams and drafting transition plans to move out upon the president's utterance of "So help me God." So once he does his swear in, basically, "So help me God," from there on, boom, we have this plan, this playbook to um, change government. So yeah, that's basically those four pillars. So um, the aims of this document, they have four main aims or four main like promises that they want to implement in or that they have outlined in this document. One is to restore the family as the centerpiece of American life. And by that, they pretty much mean the nuclear family, um, father, mother, children, you know. So basically, they want the nuclear family to be legal and that to ride and be the centerpiece of all government and stuff. So therefore, you know, that we now a lot of states are legally like uh, gay marriage and stuff like that. They're wanting to eliminate that. That's all aimed at that. So they're wanting to remove all of those rights and let's have the nuclear like family be the centerpiece of American life. Dismantle the administrative state, which we've already, just partly discussed, and then defend the nation's sovereignty and borders, basically controlling our borders, immigration, all that kind of stuff, and then secure for our God-given individual rights to live freely. Um, Basically, their rights to practice Christian religion and implement policies and stuff focused in that Christian religion in policies and agendas and laws and whatnot for the nation, or a Christian nationalist nation. So that's pretty much what they want to do there. So as we talk about government, so like we've said, they want to the project proposes that the entire federal bureaucracy, including independent agencies such as the Department of Justice, be placed under direct presidential control, which is a controversial idea called a unitary executive theory. All right, that's what they want to do. They're basically wanting to make the president have full control, have the most control of all the government, back checks and balances. Um, Basically, like a dictator. He's already stated that he wanted to be a dictator day one. He kind of stated it is just for one day, but I mean, we all know what that meant. In practice, that would streamline decision making, allowing the president to directly implement policies in a number of areas. The proposal also calls for eliminating job protections for thousands of government employees, which is what we were talking about, and replacing them with political appointees. What we talked about. The document labels the FBI a bloated, arrogant, increasingly lawless organization, and calls for the drastic overhauls of a lot of federal agencies, including eliminating the Department of Education. But they pretty much want to eliminate all of them or completely overhaul all of them so that they have more control of those agencies and what they do, how they're funded, how they're ran, all that good stuff. So that's on the governmental side. Immigration. So they want to increase funding for the wall because the wall, is not being built. I mean, Biden was building it still, but whatever. Um, we need more wall built. More prominent are the coalition consolidation of various U.S. immigration agencies and a large expansion in their powers. Um, Other proposals include increasing fees on immigrants and allowing fast track applicants for migration who pay a premium. So basically, they're wanting to make it harder for people of low income, my immigrants of low income, uh, to get in or to be able to become citizens and go through the pathway to citizenship, uh, and allow for those who will pay a premium and have more funding and money, give them a fast track. You see, their idea is that basically the far right thinks that it's okay for immigrants to come here as long as they are well to do, rich immigrants that can quickly, easily start really, like, you know, helping the economy because they've got the money to, to get more um, jobs that they consider more applicable or more like important, or to, anyways, just any way that they can get more rich people here, the better, because they feel like they can actually, they won't have to worry about them having to need any kind of assistance or nothing like that. They just can easily get into, um, become a citizen, easily getting to the groove of things, and just, wham bam, they're good. No help, nothing. We don't have to worry about that. That's the way they think, is that we don't want the ones that need help to come here. We don't want to help them. We don't make it hard for them to come here. But those that won't need much help and that are, well to do and can pay this premium to come here and to become a citizen, we'll help them. We'll make sure that we fast track that. That's the way they think. Anyway, anything to not have to help anybody. Um, Knowing that majority of the immigrants coming to America are not well to do, um, and are running from stuff that is not good for them, living wise. Anyways, uh, climate and the economy. So, a lot of this, they want to all the green renewable stuff, anything that is green and renewable, anything that has to do with the Green New Deal that never really happened, anything to do with energy, um, like trying to switch over to more green energy, anything, they want to dismantle that. They want to eliminate it, um, and drill, baby, drill, like increase energy production in, um, coal, um, oil, everything. Like that's what they want to do. So the document proposes slashing federal funding for research and investment in renewable energy, and calls for the next president to stop the war on oil and natural gas. So they think that there is literally a war against that, which, I mean, I guess to some degree you could call it a war, but it's not, whatever. It's people who just want to stop doing that and move more to renewable energy, to help the atmosphere and all that good stuff. Carbon reduction goals will be replaced by efforts to increase energy production and security. Uh, the paper sets out two competing visions on tariffs and is divided on whether the next president should be, or should try to boost free trade or raise barriers to exports. Um, But the advisement suggests that the second administration, Trump administration, should slash corporate uh, and income taxes and abolish the Federal Reserve and even consider return to gold-backed currency. So yes, drill baby drill, eliminate renewable energy, research and investment, and uh, slash taxes for corporations, and income taxes. But we know that that's not really going to affect. Um, they're wanting to. They're talking about like income tax stuff that has been implemented through Biden on the rich people. They wanted to eliminate all that stuff, slash all that, and abolishing the Federal Reserve and returning to gold-backed currency. That one's I don't know much on that one. I don't know how much they're saying about that. Um, but I don't know about abolishing the Federal Reserve, but it most certainly needs some overhaul. Um, but probably not in the way that they want to overhaul it. Um, Abortion. So Project 2025, uh, it doesn't effectively outright call for an abortion ban, but it's basically wanting to make it hard for people, as hard as they can for people to have an abortion or whatever. Um, it proposes withdrawing the abortion pill, um, mifepristone, from the market, along with I think another one too. So they're basically wanting the by mail abortion pill. They're wanting it to be banned, and but there's a lot of other stuff in there about abortion as well. Um, Making it, and you already see the types of stuff that is happening since the Roe versus Wade um, decision happened. You even have here recently in Texas um, a county or whatever trying to ban or trying to how do I say this, prevent people from going traveling outside of state to have an abortion. Basically, anybody who is thought or has been reported as potentially trying to travel, they're trying to catch them and stop them, basically. And that's in Texas. I mean, things like that. All these, implementations to try to prevent abortions and um, and even IVF stuff like that. All this kind of crap. There's a bunch of stuff in there about that. Um, the tech and education under the proposal, pornography would be banned. So they want to completely ban pornography across, like nationally. Um, and tech and telecom companies that facilitate access will be shut down. So basically, all tech companies or websites or whatnot that um, have pornographic content, they want to shut them down. And we know, I've already seen that in a lot of Republican states, where they have uh, effectively, made it to where you have to sign in or create an account or whatever on all these porn sites, like majorly like Pornhub and stuff like that. They're your major ones, particularly. Making it to where you have to sign in and whatnot, create an account that nobody wants to do, because then you just have data content that's being collected on what people are just trying to see or watch or fetish or whatever, get their kicks on. And nobody really wants that's like a invasion of privacy kind of thing, um, in my opinion. But they want to completely outright ban pornography because, like I said, this is formed by people who are far right, conservative, Christian nationalists, and they're wanting to make all that stuff go away. Um, the document calls for school choices and parent control uh, over schools and takes aim at what it calls woke propaganda. So basically, it wants to it's creating this long list of terms, and they want to eliminate those terms from all laws and federal regulations, like literally any law or federal regulation that includes specific words. They want those words removed from those laws or regulations, including sexual orientation, diversion, equality, and inclusion, or DEI, what they like to call it, gender equality, abortion, and even reproductive rights. So they want to remove all of these terms. This is a elimination of rights and stuff that have been put in place in certain laws and regulations across, or policies and whatnot for decades now, to try to be more inclusive and to give more rights to people, and they're wanting to do away with it, and eliminate these terms. So, I mean, that's a lot of the main stuff that they're wanting to do. Is kind of like a summary hit of hit list of what they are trying to accomplish. But it's like I said, it's over 900 pages long, and it's got all kinds of stuff in there. Um, that you might want to look and check out. You can look up, do a word search on anything that you are concerned about, and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be stuff in there that is very concerning to you, or what things that are important to you, um, policy wise. Um, so yeah. So, do I think if Trump gets into office, how much of this will he actually implement? A lot of this stuff, actually, Trump has already been talking about in his speeches. He's even mentioned Project 2025 in his little speeches and rallies and stuff. Um, and appears to be very much on board with this proposal. We all know that Trump is a narcissist, like control freak. Like he just wants to be praised. He wants to have full control. He wants people to listen to him, do what he wants, not go against him. He quite literally, and he's been saying it for years now. He quite literally wants to be a dictator. He wants to he wants to be a ruler. He wants to be a king. Um, and to be revered like that. So any type of proposal like this that's willing to give him full power, and full ability to have control of the government and have people at his whim to implement anything he wants and do whatever he says, no questions asked, because he is supreme leader. He's not going to say no to. I mean, let's be real. There's no way he's going to say no to it. Um, And if there are not checks and balances there, if there are not people like in the administrative state and agencies that are there and were there before to check him on anything he wants to do, anything he says, if they're not there, if they can legally remove them and implement people that are political appointees in those positions, not professionals, but political appointees to do what he wants, there's no stopping him. All the shit that he didn't get away with before, he'll be able to get away with this time if this is actually implemented. So it's a very scary thought. And there's no way that they're going to attempt to implement something like this, something that takes complete control with the executive branch and exerts that control over the other branches. Um, there's no way they're going to do this and think that there's a potential for a democratic administration to come after that and have this same power. So clearly, the attempt is to make it to where they have full power to the point that they keep that power and they don't give it up. I mean, they already tried to not give it up before, but the check and balance was there to make sure that they did. If they remove that, there's no stopping them then. Now you will have uh, lawsuits and fights in court over this that might actually effectively make it in your lower courts and whatnot, but ultimately it's going to fall on the Supreme Court. And we see how the Supreme Court, in certain ways, has been very much, I mean, we know it's completely conservative. And in certain ways, it has most certainly implemented some of these types of, or, have considered some of these things. Now, there have been times where they've surprised us here recently on certain things. But when given full power, and if Trump has full influence, I mean, I'm not even sure that we could trust the Supreme Court to be a check or balance on an administration with this type of power. It is very, very concerning, to say the least. To say the least, is very concerning. Um, so yes, I do actually think he would actually implement it, and he would implement as much as he possibly could, legally, and continue to fight it legally and everything else, um, till he has full power. And as far as what I think it will affect us, short term, it will suck, especially dealing with him and dealing with these types of fights that are going to happen with these types of proposal policies that they're going to try to put in. The first, if there's a way to prevent it from becoming like full on law and policy, it will create for a hell of a 4 years. Um, that will suck, especially in certain aspects, because a lot of these things are stuff that we've gained rights to and they're going to try to just remove them and set us back decades. Uh, but if we can prevent it from happening, then you know we can pull it back afterwards. But if they get full power and they have the ability to become a dictator and keep power, I I don't know what it would take. A full on revolution. Um, coming from the left, and I mean like the true left, or it would take the it would honestly the first thing that would have to happen was for the actual like corporate talk, corporate like powers to be the check and balance. Um, but I don't know if that. I don't even know if that would happen. Uh, especially if they're given like everything they want. I mean, it might be right up their alley, and they might not fight against it. So I don't know. It is very scary, and I don't think a lot of this stuff is most certainly going to hurt the nation. Um, eliminating all these administrative branches and completely revamping them. Uh, I mean, dismantling the Department of Education. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. They want to completely eliminate anything that has been put in place to help those that need help. And they want to make it easier and better for those who they deem as like legit citizens that don't need help, that the pull them up by the bootstraps. They've done that, they've done their thing, and they are trucking along in the American dream. That's the ones they want to benefit. um, I think it's a bad thing. I think it's a very bad thing, and we need to make sure that it doesn't get implemented, for one. And in order to do that, we got to make sure that Trump doesn't get in office. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like any of the options. But with Trump and this particularly being his support, like being his platform, being his the foundation that's pushing him and giving him that type of power. This is scary. Him becoming president with this behind him is scary. So uh, that's how I feel about it. That's what it is. If you want to like really get deep into it, um, you can pull it up. It's the mandate for leadership. Go to project2025.org. You can go get it there. Read over any section of it that you would like. Um, get more details on things that you are concerned with. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's a think tank plan from far right conservatives for a conservative administration, aka Trump, to take full control of the government, full control of the executive branch, put people in place as loyalists, eliminate thousands potentially of federal train like experts in their field to lose their jobs and put in political appointees in there. Eliminate woke agenda words, terminology by their standards, by their definition, from all laws and regulations, from gender, abortion, reproductive rights, sexual orientation, all that stuff. Your LGBTQ, all that stuff. And make the nuclear family the image of the United States of America. Again. The only image. And do away with separation of church and state that they don't think is constitutional. The church and the government should be one and should work with each other together as a coalesced entity. Basically, they want what we ran away from in Britain and England and migrated here originally from. They want that back here. The one thing that this country fought against, and the Revolutionary War and creating that Constitution and the independence and all that. They're wanting to dismantle all that to bring that back. Although that's not the way they would put it. But, I mean, that's pretty much what they're doing. Anyways, thank you very much. If you like this video, and like and subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with this? Is this what you want to happen with our government, with our country? These types of things? I mean, maybe there's one part that you might think is okay, but the rest is scary, or maybe all of it's scary. Do you actually think all of it's good? You back it? You're with it? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Yeah. Until next time. Clear Talk. Peace. I'm out.